All right, welcome back. Todd Morris here on the Bulldog Radio Network, and it's time to sit down with UMS-Wright head football coach Terry Curtis for our weekly pregame interview. And Coach, an interesting game last week against BC Rain. Not a whole lot of stats from the game for us, 253 yards of offense, but it's because most of our scoring drives were pretty short.
They were. And, we homecoming, a lot of distractions, a lot going on during the week. But it's really amazing, Todd, that our kids do know the importance of the game, and we usually play okay. We played some really good teams on homecoming and played okay, and we did last night or this past week. We took care of business, did what we had to do, and when we started, we had some big punt returns, and I don't think Cole carried it, but maybe 9 or 10 times.
Yeah.
And, caught 3 or 4 passes, was able to do that. And I guess the thing that came out of it when you go back and watch the film is I can see Barton Elliott getting more and more comfortable with his reads, and you can just tell everything's kind of slowing down for him. And that's what we're wanting to see. We did a lot of 3-wide and 4-wide stuff, and just to see how we could operate. And I'll tell you something else. Our offensive line's getting better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah. First drive of the game, I think, took 8 plays. Everything, the other scoring drives, the rest of the game, I think, were all under 4. So when you say the offensive line's getting better, the execution is getting better offensively as a whole. And Cole only having, I think, like you said, 8 or 9 carries, but he did have over 40 yards receiving. Is that probably what we're going to see you do with Cole throughout the rest of the season and into the playoffs?
Well, you don't know. He's our workhorse. If we need to run the football and he needs to run it 30 times, it's just good not to have to do that every game.
Right.
And him be our only weapon. And to see our receivers start getting separation and getting open, and our line blocking well, and Jake J is running better and better, and our fullbacks blocking better and better, and had a couple good runs in the game. And it's a good time to start playing better. I still too many penalties. We still
I wasn't even going to mention it this week.
Well, I know you brought it up every week, so I'll mention it this week. But every week, and we stress that. Like I've said before, you don't want to put too much emphasis on it, but it's not the turnovers, the interceptions, and all. It's just motion penalties, blocking the backs on returns, and just penalties that are avoidable. And we just keep on having those things, and it's like that. Even the 8-play drive, we had a penalty on it.
Yep.
I said, here we go again. Every time we get a drive going, we have some kind of a penalty.
Yep.
That's where we can improve and focus and do a better job with that.
We were talking last week about the significance to the defensive side of the ball, the loss of senior linebacker Clark Turner. In our pregame show last week, Wes Lathan joined me. We were talking about the defense pretty much needing to reform an identity, try to figure out who they are without Clark Turner in. I felt they played pretty well last week. What was your thought of the defense overall?
Well, I thought they did. Luke Lambert had to step into a tough situation and probably wasn't ready to play physically, probably wasn't ready to play within the scheme of things.
Yeah.
But he did the best he could. Now, is he the answer there? We're going to find out. He's going to play there. We're going to probably move J.C. Irwin in the box in that position some, and move our 9th grader again to another position and play him and Nagy both. And we're just looking at some combinations now because, you don't lose your leading tackler and you don't miss him. You just say, well, we next man up. Well, it's not that easy, So, and Clark was one of our leaders. Even though he's quiet, don't say a whole lot, loves the game of football, really a 3-year starter. And, and he's going to be missed. But, we've got to move some people around and find what we think is the best combination for us.
Yeah. All right, so we're back on the road again this week for our final region game of the season at Elberta, a team that's 2-6 on the year. And you and I have talked about it before. You got to win the games you're supposed to win. This is one of those games we are supposed to win.
Well, it is, and really, just as a coach, you hate to get in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're really playing for nothing other than us making their season.
Yeah.
By beating us. They have nothing else. This is like their playoff game.
Right.
So they can go for it on fourth down. They can fake punts. They can run reverses. They can just let it all hang out because, everybody, number one, don't expect them to win. And number two, this is it. They're not playing for a playoff berth or anything else. So it's really a trap. I don't know about a trap game, but it's a bad game to be in with somebody who is big, got a lot of size, and go against them. But it is what it is.
That's right, and you can't do anything about it. Next week we've got an undefeated Helena team coming to Mobile, and then the week after that we start the playoffs. You hate to look ahead, but I know you guys probably have. Who you kind of looking at in that first round?
Unless Tuscaloosa Central gets upset this week. It looks like it'll be Tuscaloosa Central.
Okay.
That'll come here. If not, it'll be Marbury. So
the other big game in the South is in the 2A region. Pike Road's hosting Greenville tonight.
That was a surprise.
That's a big game.
That was a surprise last week that Greenville beat Andalusia at Andalusia.
Yeah.
And so now they'll play for 1 and 2, and Andalusia and Carroll, I think it is, will play for 3-4.
Yeah.
So there is some moving around to go, as there is in 6A and other classes.
Yeah.
And, it'll be fun to get to that. Next week's game will be fun. It'll be like a practice playoff game. A team that they're off this week, so they'll be 9-0 coming in here, and must be a good football team.
Yeah, I'm sure they're treating it that way too, because they'll a travel game for them to get ready for traveling in the playoffs. That's what you always talk about.
Well, they all figure too. See, as crazy as it seems, Helena's in the South.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance at some point in time they're going to have to come back to Mobile and play Saraland, Spanish Fort, whoever it may be.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure that's what Richie's looking at and doing that too. So.
All right, Coach. Thanks for joining us on the pregame show. We always look forward to hearing from you every week. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, man.
All right. The 7-1 UMS-Wright Bulldogs back on the road here tonight in Elberta, Alabama. Our final regular season region game of the 2021 season. Let's take a break. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a minute, right here on the Bulldog Radio Network, Sports Talk 99.5 Mobile, an iHeart radio station.